Alrighty then. Okay, so this month's video for the 15-minute belly dance lesson, it's a pre-recorded video, but they are freshly done for my Patreons that picked that reward. I will be releasing another reward. I believe that one's $20 a month, where it's a live 15-minute belly dance lesson for those who want to have, interaction with me while they're learning the lesson. And of course there are higher tiers for private lessons, meaning it's a video live, we communicate, your lessons done just with you and I, and no one else is going to see that video but for you and I. So it's a private belly dance lesson. Those you get 4 of those a month, and that's $50 a month for that one. And then I have another tier as well for that. But you can check that out if you're interested in after you take these lessons. Or you can stick with the 15-minute pre-recorded one. So today we're going to go over posture first. We do a slight stretching warm-up thing. And then we're going to do some posture training. And then we're going to go into upper body belly dance training, as far as your arms and your wrists and your shoulders, and we may do some chest. I'm going to overwhelm you in the first lesson, and these lessons are based to my style, Mad Fusion, so I'm sure that's why you're here, for my style specifically. So we're going to go over basic stuff is in that, of course, because if you're a newbie or if you are a seasoned dancer, either way, I still like to go over my way of teaching posture and starting from the beginning of the body. So you're going to learn some stuff today. Alrighty, thanks for being a Patreon, and we're going to get started. Okay, we're going to start with our stretches and warm-ups. You ready? And arms up. Above head, look up at your hands, and push out, looking down as your arms come down, and reach up again, look up, hold, and push down, again. Push and roll your shoulder, right one back, left one back, right one back, left one back, right one back, and forward. Hold head down here. Okay, our shoulders and arms are warmed up now. So let's begin with posture, okay? So for our standard belly dance posture, we're going to turn on the side here. And I want you to take a deep breath in and then release your breath. We're going to do 5 breathe-ins and 5 breathe-out. next, I want you to put your hand right where your diaphragm is, okay? And your diaphragm is right below your chest, right in here. See what I'm touching? Okay. And I want you to keep your finger pointed right in there as you breathe in. Breathe in again. Deep breath where it raises the chest, and then release. Breathe in. Release. Breathe in. Release. As you notice, this is lifting the chest. Release. Release. Okay. So that's relatively a chest lift, but when we do it without the shoulders, that's our chest lift at the beginning of our posture. Now, if you notice, when I breathe in with my diaphragm, my shoulders come up a little bit with me. But what I want you to do is take that same concept, and I want you to lift your chest. So bring your hands down here, and I want you to lift your chest up, and then drop. And you're going to be using your diaphragm muscle to lift the chest. The shoulders won't move as much. You don't want to do this, because that's not lifting your chest, that's lifting the shoulders, okay? So again, chest up. I'm turning on the side so you can see. Okay. And you may feel some muscle strain in the upper back, and that's because we haven't gotten to the other part of posture, which is the lower posture, which we're about to get to. Okay. So I'm teaching you from top to down instead of down to up, which is generally how we do it. And we'll get to that and why I do it that way. So now you have the chest lift. Now what I want you to do is I want you to go down here to the waist area. And there is a part where we tuck the pelvis. Not everyone seems to understand how that works. Now I'm going to explain to you. You tuck the pelvis by using your thigh muscles here in the front. These here. Okay? And the way you're going to do it is you're going to pull in here, okay? And what happens here is your tailbone in the back here drops. And I'm going to cut the music. Again, the tailbone drops when we tuck the pelvis in. And that's the muscles here. So your pelvis bone is here. So you're going to put your one hand, the back of your hand, against your tailbone here, small of your back. And then I want you to put your other hand right here on the bottom of your stomach. And I want you to slightly bend your knees, okay? And we'll go over the whole system. But slightly bend your knees here. Lay your hand here, put your other hand here, and I want you to pull the pelvis up, okay? And you'll feel the thigh muscles here moving, and your tailbone should drop. I'll do it from the back as well. We're going to go tuck, pull in. It's a very slight movement, but you can see it. Okay? There. So, once you do that, take a few seconds to mess around with that. You can pause me, of course. So, you got the slightly bend of the knee, tucking the pelvis, lifting the chest up, and then we're going to roll, like we did at the beginning when we did our stretching a little bit, our little warm-up. We're going to roll our shoulders back. Okay, arms come out here, and then our knees are soft, bend, pelvis is tucked, chest is lift up, shoulders rolled back and down, arms out. This is the standard posture for belly dance. Okay, and you'll get used to this because it feels odd at first. Okay, and your chin up. You get used to this, and really our pelvis should be tucked when we are engaging any of the upper isolations, and then chest should always be lifted when we're engaging our lower posture and lower section. Okay, so that's how we get shimmies and how we get hip isolations to look very sharp and clean, because our chest is lifted away from our lower area. Okay, so let's go over posture again. in the reverse order that I showed you. So we're going to go soften the knees, a slight bend to the knee. We're going to tuck our pelvis, lift the chest, roll the shoulders, and put the arms out to the side. Okay? Now, with the chest lifted, it gives us the ability to be able to lock movements into place. Okay? Alrighty? Okay, so if you have that down, if you need to pause and rewind to go back over posture again, please feel free to do so. And each time we do a lesson, we will go over all the posture stuff. This is very important to keep your posture on, not only for your movements to look clean, but also for your health and your body. Okay? So moving right along, we're going to go into some hand, which leads into the wrist, and then into the arms, and then into the shoulders. Okay? So we're going to go hands, wrist, arms, and shoulders. Okay? So first, let's start with the hands. If you notice in dance and in belly dance, we are big on hands. Hand expression actually makes your dance look better, as well as arms. That's why I start with the upper body for hands and arm power. It's very important because a lot of dancers will say, I don't know what to do with my arms at some point in their dance, and they feel kind of awkward with them. They are a great extension to your performance, to your dancing. They make your moves look beautiful and well executed. So you want to focus on arms, hands, for sure, before we go into other aspects that make your dance look more clean and better. But let's start with this. So hands. Now I want you to put your hands out in front of you, palms facing forward, and we're going to circle down, okay? So we're going to do wrist circles. So think about taking these two fingers here and circling by pointing forward. We're going to just draw circles with that, okay? You could do clockwise or counterclockwise, okay? And that's a reverse wrist circle, okay? Stir and stir with circles. And you'll feel it in your wrists, okay? Then I want you to open your hands up and keep the same motion, but with your hands open and letting the fingers follow through. Follow with me. Okay, take a break. Do one. I'm going to take the right hand, circle, circle, circle out to the side. Watch your hand as it goes. And down. And we're going to do the left hand. Remember, if you need to start over with staring, making circles, open the hand up, follow through. And down. Alright. Now, let's go right into the arms. Okay, right to the arms. So, the snake arms, as you know, is really popular. There's a lot more to it than just snake arms. Let's start with something simple. Let's start with some arm waves, okay? So, literally, we're going to take our arm and wave through the air with it. Let's do our right one. We're going to take our arm up like a bird's wing and flap, up and down. See how that looks for you first before we go into detail? Let's do 3 more of these. 1, 2, and 3. Left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? So it makes you feel like a bird flying through the air, right? Maybe not. But with this move, broken down, it has a, like I would like to say, a 4 to 5 point system. So it starts with the wrist. So we start down here. You push out with the wrist, lead up with the wrist, come about here, flip up with the fingers pointing to the sky. Then you'll notice a natural bend in the arm here. You want a bend in the elbow area. Okay, you don't want it to be straight. When you're coming back down, you want a slight bend, and then you want to bring it back down to the side of the body. Lead up with the wrist, come all the way up here, flip, fingers pointing upward when you get to your shoulder level. And the arm automatically should go into a bent elbow position. If not, then that's what we need, a bent elbow position. Not straight, because it'll come down like this. We need it bent, so the elbow can come into the body before the wrist relaxes. Now let's do with the left. Wrist up, 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 fingers flip straight, bring that elbow in, bring that wrist down, bring that hand down. Okay, now you can pause, go back, and repeat. It's all about drilling and muscle memory and the body remembering what you want it to do. Okay? So we're going to go right into, we're going to alternate. So we can go from right to left. Now the way you transition from one move to the other is simply to get the shoulders to connect. And the way the shoulders connect is as one comes down, the other one goes up and gets ready to do the next movement. Okay, so let's start with the right. Wrist, we're going to go shoulder up first. Now, when we're connecting, we're going to start in the shoulder area, not just with the wrist. So, we're going to go shoulder up, elbow out, wrist out, slide up like we did before, flip the fingertips, bend at the elbow, come into the body. Again, let's start again with this one. Shoulder up, so I want your shoulder to come up, elbow out. So your elbow points out, wrist is pointing in the same direction as the elbow, pushes up, shoulder level, fingers flip upward, elbow bends, elbow comes back down towards the body as well as the hand and wrist. Okay, then we're going to do the left side. Shoulder up, elbow out, wrist pushes up and out, fingers flip up, elbow bends, come down towards the body, followed by the wrists and the hand. So now let's do right into left. Shoulder up, elbow out, wrist comes out, wrist up, fingertips pointing up, bend at the elbow. As this arm begins to come down, shoulder comes up here, wrist out, elbow. Again with that, shoulder up, elbow out, wrist comes out, then up, follows through, then down. So let's start with the right again. As this one comes down, this comes up, follow through each movement, and slide into it. The connection is the shoulders. Take your time with this. It does take a little bit of time. So one more time. Let's go shoulder up on the right, elbow out, wrist comes out, hand flips here, fingers tips point to the sky, elbow has the bend in it, comes down towards the body, then followed by the wrist and hand. Follow through with the other side. Up. As this one comes down, the other comes up. Take your time with this. Do not get frustrated. Do it in the mirror to make sure that the transition is smoothly done with the shoulders. It has a slight rotation to it once you get it going. one shoulder going down as the other shoulder comes up. Alright, that will be this lesson for this month for our 15-minute belly dance lesson. I'll see you next month, and we'll move on to some chest movements and some belly.